Near the heavily visited Lake Balaton in Hungary lies a hidden gem of rich spiritual culture and revolutionary vision. In the remote village Somogyvamos, the Krishna Valley is steadily approaching a spiritual vision of manifesting the holy place of Vrindavana in Central Europe. Residents of this Gaudiya Vaishnava temple have made it their mission to live a life of simplicity and service to God, with the aspiration of making their everyday life and activities favorable for the cultivation of transcendental knowledge. In this video I want to show you the idea behind the eco-village, the things you can learn and the opportunities you have if you decide to visit or reside here. Although locally known as Krishna Valley, the internal name of this location is New Vraja Dhama. In 1993, His Holiness Shivaram Maharaj, with a group of young pioneers, bought and established a growing society of spiritual seekers that wish to put into practice the ideals of a Varna ashram society that finds application and relevance into modern society. The vision of Varna ashram is to establish all its members into fields of work that suits their qualification and nature, which in turn will give a foundation for a quality life of self-sufficiency and spiritual cultivation. Here students of all classes can learn about the philosophy of Krishna consciousness and practical life of a growing self-sufficient community. The residents of this temple, known as devotees of Krishna, worship their deities with great care in the temple while managing their daily activities. The ideal of Krishna consciousness is to always think of God in all our activities and to dedicate the results of that work for His pleasure. While the worship is a daily activity, I don't want to focus on this aspect in this video and rather show you their daily activities and practical understanding of life within a spiritual farm community. There is a lot to show, so please see in the timestamps directions to get the most value for your areas of interest. First of all, I want to explain the special significance of the holy places in New Vraja Dhama. You must have noticed these red pavilions. Each of them marks a different holy place in which Sri Krishna has performed his transcendental activities in the land of Gurukula. The idea behind this is that in order to reside in the spiritual world, or Goloka Vrindavana, one should meditate on Krishna and his intimate dealings with his devotees at all times. If one performs worship in New Vraja Dhama with the right mindset, one can internally worship all places of Krishna's pastimes with eagerness and appreciation, reaping the same benefit as being physically there in the land of Vraja. Therefore, to signify a life dedicated to that meditation, the internal name is New Vraja Dhama. His Holiness Shivaram Maharaj has specifically written a book series about this, explaining all the leelas that happened in these places while Krishna was present. Now coming to the practical work. Although electricity is available, the goal of Krishna Valley is to be able to fully depend on the land and cows for basic human necessities. At the time of making this video, there is focus on cow protection, agriculture, making clothes, and cooking with natural wood collected from local forests. There are many more areas, like for example the guest house and ecological sewage system, which for the sake of the video's length I will not describe. However, I want to show you some deeper insights of the department heads that are always engaged in cultivating and maintaining their respective areas.
Could you list what the areas and the activities where the cows and goats are being used?
The cows are milking, so cows have two main purposes or duties. They are giving milk and they give calves. We don't work with cows because we have enough oxen, and the oxen have 4 or 5 areas: transporting things and transporting people. But it is one area, transporting. Field work, many field work like plowing, disc harrow, seeding, harvesting. This is all in the field work. Haymaking is not exactly like field work because it requires different machinery, different techniques. So haymaking is another area. And this ox powerhouse.
The ox powerhouse is one of the most interesting area where the strength of the oxen is being used. Walking in circuits, the energy the oxen produce is transferred through a rope which is wrapped around the wheel, one of the first inventions of the technological advancement in engineering, transferring the force into steady movement of the machinery. The community is then able to use that energy to power machines which are used for grain production, like a wheat thresher, and a mill to produce flour.
Of course, you also use the cow's stool for the garden.
Yes,
right?
yes, of course.
The cows are involved in every field of food production. The Vedas teach us to accept the cow as mother because of her gift of milk, and the bull as our father because he helps us with agriculture. Perfect transition for the next area, the vegetable garden. Fertile soil is essential for a good harvest, but what else is there to be known in managing the 2-hectare vegetable garden?
How much vegetables do you produce yearly, and what type?
It's a good question. on the year round we have around 10 or 15 tons veggies in 1 year. On the last year we have 35 veggies, and in this year we start with some new. We have 41, yeah. So around 35, 40 vegetables, depend on the year and our mood. How many experience we have, or depend on the season, because some vegetables are basic vegetables like carrots, beetroot, some beans, Swiss chard, tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, like this. And we have some extras if we have many times some more spices and greens and some melon. For the year we have only around 60-70% of what we need in year round.
What type of system do you have here?
It depends on the scale also. We see the whole picture, the holistic picture. And maybe our technique is agroecology or biointensive gardening, but biointensive gardening is not like nature-friendly technique, because biointensive is only use out the land as much as possible. So we use also this intense technique, what we heard from John Givens, have this technique, the biointensive word coming from John Givens, but he used for sustainable gardening, not on making profit, making circular gardening, use the compost and everything inside, so don't buy something from outside. But permaculture is a good, so basic things is the same. We don't turn the soil, don't no dig No, don't use plow. And in the beginning, the cows coming and using something on the land, but now we don't allow the cows inside or the oxen. Now we use only walk behind tractors for shallow cultivation, and we use the broad fork for losing the soil because we have clay soil, and it's very hard in the beginning, but you see we use the compost also.
What do you use to prevent pests like mice or insects to repel them? What do you use?
We don't have so much problem with mice. They are here, so in the springtime they work a lot of, and here also have some walls, but it's not a big thing, so we don't care. And no problem. But some pests like aphids, we have more problems, and the worms and butterflies in the polytunnels, tomatoes, and outside on the cabbages. We use, if we need, and it is too much aphids and have some big push, we use neem oil or orange oil, something. But now we want to use only the natural insects and predators, like some special wasps for killing the aphids and the worms.
So you cultivate some wasps?
Yes. It's a special wasp, not like what you have danger at home. It's a smaller to killing the aphids, and we buy some little larvae from shops, organic shop, and we use the ladybug too. We want to maintain this population, and we want to make home for this small bug.
The next step for the vegetables after harvest is preservation. This self-dug underground cellar is naturally cooled even in high summer seasons. The thick layer of earth can cool the vegetables significantly, removing the need for immediate use of electricity through a refrigerator. And of course, the final step before it lands on our plate is the preparation in the kitchen. As mentioned earlier, everything is cooked with wood, of which most is collected from the 125 hectare of forest land in the possession of the community. Krishna Valley does not use any milk or milk products, which does not originate from their own cows, making it a pioneer project of Ahimsa diet. So far for food production, but self-sufficiency does not only relate to food, but all basic human necessities being produced by the members of the community.
We started 6 years before this textile studio together with my wife, and these days we have 7 devotees who serve here. We follow the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, make your own clothes with simple machines. Here are spinning wheels, hand looms, embroidery frame, printing blocks without electricity. Here in Hungary, the people don't remember how can make own clothes from hemp and linen and wool maybe, but hemp and linen don't use. And therefore we not only make but also teach the whole process from the seed to the textile. We use traditional materials, linen, hemp, wool, and silk, and other nature material, and the Indian textile techniques. The people like not only these techniques but the products also.
Where can you get to buy these clothes? Where could you buy them?
We have an English language web shop, and devotees can order or buying also. Buying or order.
So if it's ordered, then you will make the order.
We have small things here, chadars or japa bags or kurtas, but if you would like a dhoti, sari or other, then can order.
So far for the practical things you can observe and learn in Krishna Valley. But one thing this project offers stood out to me. This was the Gurukula that offers government-certified studies that is building for a solid future of children even outside ISKCON projects.
So Krishna Valley has a governmental accredited kindergarten, elementary school and high school. So everything is, I would say, governmental controlled. And because we are a religious institution, ISKCON Hungary is a religious institution, then we have flexibility in how we teach and do 30% what we teach. So everyone who finishes our Gurukula, that has two parts, the elementary school and the high school part, that means that at the end they will, so that's 12th grade. So at the end of the 12th grade, there is the compulsory governmental exam, and children are going through that. And then after that, based on the results, they can go to college or university. And also, ISKCON Hungary has its own college that is a governmental accredited college. And it gives worldwide accepted diploma in Vaishnava theology and in yoga. And in a couple of years, let's see, maybe from next year, we will have our own PhD school too. That means that we will be able to give PhD diplomas to devotees in Vaishnava theology. At the moment we have BA and then we have masters, and then we will have that too, PhD also. So anyone who's born here in Krishna Valley or in the Hungarian Yatra, if they would like to go from kindergarten to highest education, they can do it with governmental accredited or in governmental accredited ISKCON based institutions. So everything is accepted, everything is bona fide.
That's nice.
And that's the only place in ISKCON that I know of that can do that from kindergarten to PhD.
I suspect that learning the Hungarian language is mandatory for living here, or is it?
Well, education is Hungarian. In our college, we just started English education in this January, 2025 January, or February, because that's when the semester starts. We just started that and it will be developing, so we will be able to teach Vaishnava theology and yoga also in English. So, yeah, but Hungarian language is so easy. All children learn it by the age of 3, so it shouldn't be that hard.
I heard it's one of the most difficult languages in the world.
I know, that's true. That's true.
There are around 120 devotees living inside the compound of Krishna Valley, while in the nearby village, Somoch are living up to 400 devotees with their families. The project is slowly increasing in numbers and popularity. If you have become interested in finding out more about this place personally and want to visit, you can contact the following email address to volunteer for service in exchange for accommodation and food. Or if you are a long practicing devotee that wants to reside here, I will recommend you to watch the full interview with His Grace Radha Krishna Prabhu, who explains the conditions and assurances a member gets by signing a contract with Krishna Valley for their whole life. In my opinion, the system in New Vraja Dhama is extremely friendly for family life and offers a permanent place of residence with unparalleled insurance for sickness and old age in exchange for a life of dedicated service. Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you have any further questions or comments, please let me know in the comment section below the video.